Welcome everybody to Branding on Blast. My name is Tamara Darress. I am the owner of Dream Fuel Marketing, and today we are talking about selling and educating. And we're going to talk about the differences of that and how that affects how you sell to your customer. Today, I'm here with my co-host and my special guest, Philip Snyder from Vero Beach Injury and Keys, Florida Keys Injury, because it's always like a mouthful to say both of those there.
A lot of injuries. I'm doing great.
A lot of injuries. And tell us a little bit about your business. Like, what would you say you're most passionate about the things that you do?
So I am a personal injury attorney, which means I help people that are involved in car accidents and slip and falls and wrongful deaths. So when someone else does something wrong to you and they're negligent, I help you get compensated for your injuries.
Oh, he's the guy to call, guys. So give him a call. And he's good looking and he's very, very helpful.
Great. Good looking and helpful.
It is good.
That's going to be our new tagline.
Yes, I think so. It should work. So today we're actually going to be talking about selling first, explaining later. Part of what we do on our show here is we talk about branding, all the pitfalls of branding, highs and lows. We kind of examine other businesses out there to kind of see what they did, learn from it, and see how we can make our brands better. So that's the purpose of our show. And we always have a really nice format. So we kind of do some fun stuff during the show here. And so we're really glad that you're here, Philip.
Great.
Snyder.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. So we're going to be talking about how education-based marketing turns professionals into trusted authorities. And so this is why we have Philip here today, because being a personal injury lawyer, what would you say is the typical way to market that type of business? Like what is the trending thing? Like what are people doing?
So my industry is a little different than most. So yes, we're lawyers, so we're held to this very high standard, but I'm in the drudge and muck of personal injury law. So you have a lot of lawyers that show up on billboards and they're in big hats and pounding, they're waving their baton and how great they are, but a lot of it is just noise. There's really no substance behind what they're saying. So what we've decided to do is be of an educational source. So we tell people how it is and we provide them information. We try to make it fun and we try to make it interesting, but we kind of show our expertise by our videos and our website and giving lectures and speeches so people can say, okay, that guy seems to know what he's talking about. And it also allows me to show that I'm trustworthy, because what's more important in an attorney than someone that you can trust?
Exactly. And the great part about education is that it's easy to digest. Instead of sell, we're trying to give. And then when you become that trusted expert like Philip here, then you can call him because you know that he's really there to help you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is about educating people, forefront. And that's why we also have at Dream Fuel Marketing Branding on Blast, because we're here to educate. We are helpers. We want to make you do amazing things, blast off in the universe with your businesses. And, kind of knowing where to start and who to talk to is really important. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So we have Vero Beach Injury up on the screen. I think we had that up behind us there, and Florida Keys. So we're going to talk about hot tips for building authority through education. So we always have like a hot tips thing. Do you get hot tip, like a hot tip hotline?
Hot tip hotline?
Yeah.
No, Hotline Bling?
Yeah. It's what is it?
Hotline Bling?
Hotline Bling? What is that? Is that my new thing?
Wasn't that a Drake song?
Oh, I don't know. See, I'm so bad.
I learned when the hotline bling.
Okay. Hey, keep on going.
No,
he also does TikTok dances too, which I feel like we might need to pop up on the screen.
It's Hotline Bling. No, we're not doing TikTok dances.
All right.
No one's hiring me for my TikTok dancing.
Oh, come on. I think
hair and teeth.
Yeah, but what about that guy? What was that dancer in America's Got Talent? And he did the shebang dance, and he became so popular because he was so bad.
Yeah.
So, this could also be another.
They could hire the bad lawyer, the bad dancing lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We won't do that then. So, all right. So people don't hire the loudest brand. They hire the one that helps them understand something important. So a lot of people are already Googling you before they even get to you. Do you know that? Google, especially in the legal business, Google is one way that you're going to vet somebody before you even speak to somebody. And in service-based businesses, this is something that's very, very important. If you're service-based, Google is where a lot of people do research. If you're product-based, this is where people might be searching on social media, TikTok Shop. I mean, do you browse any of those platforms?
I browse all the time.
You
I
do.
browse in the car, which is you should never do. Personal injury advice: never browse
Okay.
Amazon or TikTok or
Okay.
Facebook in the car.
What was the last thing that you purchased online? Can you share?
I purchase ski goggles.
Ski goggles. Well,
Yeah,
you are going skiing.
going skiing.
Now, did you receive an ad or something that was showing you someone skiing that reminded you have to buy ski
I
goggles?
feel like I've been getting ads for weeks. I
Yeah.
feel like they know. They're in my phone.
Yeah.
They're in my head.
So was there anything that maybe triggered you to buy it? Was maybe like, ooh, like snow in the eyes. Ooh, I got to get goggles. Or was it more buy these goggles?
It's more just like you're looking at a picture of this happy couple, and like in the back corner, like on like a chair, like covered in a jacket, it's like, is that the ski
Ski
goggles?
goggles that you
You're like, oh,
want.
there they are. So
Yeah, and that speaks to experiencing things, creating an emotional connection, educating people that you can have fun if you have these goggles, right?
I hope so.
Yes, so I think you will. Okay, we're gonna see. You need to recreate that image, I think, with your family. So, all right, so let's look into an example of a brand that did a very nice job with educating before selling. Home Depot built this really great platform of DIY or DIY, and we have that up on the screen there. So when you want to hang a picture or speckle up some drywall or lay some flooring and you've never done it before, where do you go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
I don't do it,
I know you just
but I
quit.
have
He
seen those.
calls a handyman.
But I have seen those Home Depot
Yeah.
DIY commercials,
Mhm.
and I feel like I could do it. And
Mhm.
I did buy years ago. Bought this where I was spackling the floor of the shower,
Uh-huh.
and it took me like 8 hours. And I was very proud of myself.
Oh, see, those are
And
good.
then the guy came in and fixed it after for twice the cost.
That's
But I did it.
but
I did it.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's half the battle is just like saying that you could do it.
Don't do that in law.
No.
Don't
No, no,
think
no, no.
don't think you can represent yourself. I saw it on a YouTube video. I could represent myself. No,
Yeah, for legal
no.
aid and if it means it's part of your life and what's going to happen to you, then definitely call a lawyer. This lawyer right here. But the DIY videos are really great. And this is what Philip's been doing too. We've been working with him and we've been creating these educational videos with really great response because it's a lot of information that people may not know. And once they know it, they want to find out more. And that's the same thing that Home Depot is doing is creating this DIY. So consider that too for your own business. Can you think about something in your business that you could do to educate somebody else, your customer, so that they're not just thinking they have to buy from you, but that they're giving me information. So I'm going to follow, then I'm going to buy. So it's kind of like a nice way to avoid that hard sell because we all know that hard sell.
Everyone's giving the hard sell.
They are, yeah.
But some of the best marketing we've done has been teaching people how to avoid crashes
Yep.
or avoid slip and falls. And I cannot tell you how many people have called me from driving and they're like, oh my goodness, like exactly what you said was going to happen happened.
That's
And the light
great.
was green and I didn't make a left turn and the car in front of me did. And I saw a crash and I immediately thought of you,
Yeah.
like what not to do.
And that's great. It also feels good too that you're able to help somebody in the community and it could have changed their lives just by not, by knowing the rules and knowing what not
And
to do.
businesses too. I mean, even when it doesn't benefit us, it helps the community, which builds trust.
Mhm.
I've told multiple businesses how to protect yourself from slip and falls and trip and falls.
Mhm.
Put up yellow signs, put up caution tape,
Yep.
give warnings, make sure there's documentation. And that saves them from people getting injured on their property, which is bad for business, and
Absolutely.
also
Yes.
saves them money
Mhm.
because people aren't suing them for damages.
Right, right.
So sometimes giving education, even when it doesn't directly affect you, builds trust. And when they do need you, they think of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wake up every morning and I always like put an intention out there. Yes, I do some woo-woo stuff, but yeah. So I put that intention out that, help me to positively impact somebody's life today. And so I tell myself that every day when I wake up and when I set that intention, I'm able to do that. So I try to go out into the world trying to figure out how I can help somebody out there. And it doesn't even have to be very big. It can be very small, even just a personal action or kindness that you do with somebody. So taking that and applying that to your business, how can you help somebody with your business today? Education is amazing. It's really good. It can be life-changing. All right. So let's teach our people before they become customers. So, a lot of businesses are about, retention, saving your customers and making sure they're always going to pay the bills. But the life cycle of a customer isn't always going to stay in that circle. And you're always needing to get new customers in so that you can grow your business. And teaching them before they become customers is a great segue to get them in. Start catching their attention with your educational videos or teaching classes. I mean, we teach classes at Dream Fuel Marketing. We educate businesses on things that we actually get paid to do, but we teach them how to do graphic design work because we want to give some of the small businesses who may not be able to afford us a chance to learn how to do graphic
I
design
feel
work.
like I'm constantly giving away free advice,
Mhm.
sometimes even not in my industry. So I tell my clients, I'm like, anytime you have any legal issue at all, call me because it may take me a minute
Yep.
where it may take you an hour or two to get it wrong.
Mhm.
So that's great advice. I mean, if you're able to help someone do a basic Canva design or a basic Facebook post, well, when there's something more complicated, they'll be like, who am I going to use? Like, oh yeah, like the
Yes.
pretty girl in pink. Like that's who we're
Yeah.
going to use. I try to do the same thing.
Yeah. I know. See?
Only
Now
I'm
you
not
know.
I'm
Now
not
you
the
know.
pretty girl in pink, but
That's good. Wait, we have to look at your socks. Okay, so Philip did wear these amazing socks today because pink. Okay, that's like our
on Wednesdays we wear pink.
yes, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So, well, we wear pink every day. Every day. There's
We
only
just wear pink on
well,
Wednesdays.
that's okay though. I love it. I love it. So thanks for bringing that. Yeah. All right, so we're going to look up on the screen here. We have Nike. So we're going to talk about another example of a great company who taught customers. They're teaching customers all the time, and they regularly publish workout guides, training tips, and coaching content through its apps and social platforms. So if you look at this right here, they're not trying to sell you sneakers, but of course, they've strategically dressed all of their trainers, coaches, and people on the sidelines in Nike, which is brilliant because you're like, "Oh, she looks like she's having fun. I want that watch, I want those pants, and I want those sneakers." And, you wanna buy that Nike ball that he's working out with because 'cause that'll make you, have nice biceps
Make you smile.
and make you smile.
Working out is fun.
I was looking at the biceps, but, that's also good too.
It's
Yeah.
also a great way to get them back to the website.
Yes, it is, it is.
It's hard to keep selling. You
It
can't
is.
if you sell too much, people just they tune it out
They
because
do.
everyone's selling.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
if you provide them with some information that's useful for them, then it brings them back to the site.
Yep.
And then, maybe they like those weird color blue shorts with the green shirt.
They
Maybe that's a
might.
good look for them.
Yes, it is, it
That's
is.
not a good look for me.
No? Okay. Well, you have to pick something else, yeah. Maybe do one of the workout videos and you'll find an outfit that you like.
I'm actually a Viore guy, but
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, we can do a Viore spot too. So, so this right here is, consider this what Nike has done. And always when we pick up brands and we talk about the great success stories that they have, you don't necessarily have to recreate the wheel. Try to use some of the strategies and techniques that they use right here because that worked for them. Why couldn't it work for you? And marketing is all about testing. So test something, see how it's going to work for you, see if you're going to like it, see if your customers are going to like it, tweak it, move it, change it. You never know. You might find your actual jam, your outlet that's going to give you all of those great successful conversions, people joining your business. So when people learn from you first, they're more likely to trust you and eventually hire or buy from you. So this is something I want you to take away from Nike here. Okay, so here are branding missteps. So I always like to talk about like the highs and also the lows. So we kind of talked about it a little bit already. Many brands jump straight into selling hard instead of educating. And what are they've even made funny memes now of buy now, book today, call now, limited time
only
offer.
two available
Yes, two left.
in
I
the whole
admit I've
world.
done that before. Two
You
seats
have
left.
you have 30 seconds to buy these knives.
Yes,
Yeah, we've all been
exactly.
there. 2 in the
Yes.
morning.
And it's been a campaign that's been running for 6 months, or just started and there's only, 30 seconds left to buy now. And that strategy can work and it can get you sales, but in the long run, you're going to be better off educating or giving something away or trying to make some type of connection with your audience, especially in the digital age now. A lot of times people don't like to have this conversation anymore. I mean, to pick up the phone and have a conversation, most people want to text or they want to, I don't know, leave a voicemail
We
or
just
email
updated our
you.
website to make it as easy as possible to get a hold of us because no one wants to pick up the phone.
Yeah. So good. I know you have lots of contact, call me now buttons all over your website. That's another thing. Make it easy to reach you. So consider that as well. People want to have this conversation. So when you're educating, you are in their bedroom, you're in their living room, you're sitting in the car at the coffee shop, and you can talk directly to your customer without having to schedule a meeting. So this is another thing to consider as well. And you can see Philip in your living room and in your backyard anytime if you go on to Vero Beach Injury or
You
Florida Keys
can see
Injury.
me in your living room in your backyard.
Yes,
They
yes,
cost a little bit more,
yes,
but I will come to your house.
yes, yes. He will do that too, but you can see him on his videos.
You can see me on my videos.
Yes, and then you can hire him. Yes. Now, platforms like Instagram and TikTok, they actually reward people for engaging. They want businesses to educate instead of sell. So if you're going to run any kind of campaigns or ads, or you're doing any kind of posts that say buy now, limited time offer, etc., they're not going to push your posts up organically, or even if you're paying, they're going to choose the educational ones over yours because the more engagement they have, that's more money in their pocket. This
And
is
they
how it
like the
is.
fun.
They
They
do.
like the fun.
They do, like TikTok Shop, you
They
know?
love the fun. They want you dancing and wearing silly hats and jumping around, which is tough for a lawyer sometimes.
Yes, it's true, it's
Yeah.
true, but, we'll work on that there. Yeah,
I'm trying to get more flexible so I could start dancing on TikTok.
yeah, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to branding missteps to avoid. So this is, a lot of people tend to do this. They just talk about their company. They're like, "Here, me. Look at what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do, and this is what I do." Okay, but the customer doesn't always wanna hear that, so how can you speak to the customer instead? Focusing too much on your services, credentials, or products, instead of explaining how they can help somebody. So just by flipping that switch in your brain as a business owner and figuring out, okay, I have the service. How can I show someone how it helps them? This is going to be a better way
So
to
what we
approach
did is we took the 5 most common questions.
it. Mhm.
So for the past year, we take all the interviews that we've done with new clients and what's the question that keeps popping up, popping up, popping up.
Yep.
And that's what we do the videos on.
That's great.
So we say, you know what? After a car accident, people are like, well, what do I do first? We
Mhm.
did a video on it.
Yeah.
Should I go to the hospital? We did a video on it. Should I call my insurance? We did a video on it because we want to provide the information before they
Mhm.
call us
Yep.
because it shows again that we're on their team. You know, we're going to provide them something that they want. We're not just selling to hire us.
Mhm.
We're selling us hire us because we're going to give you answers.
And that's great. You actually listen to your customer. And this is what I challenge all of you to do as well is actually listen to your customer because they are a valuable. They are a wealth of information. And if you actually just take a minute and step away from thinking you are all that in a bag of chips, because you probably are, but your customers might be able to have some kind of messaging or some kind of feedback that they can give you that can enhance your business and make you stronger in life.
I think the biggest mistake we made when we were baby attorneys, or we
Mhm.
called puppy dog attorneys,
Mhm.
is we were rigid. We're like, we're the attorney. We know what's right.
Right.
This is how we're going to market. This is how we're going to do things. Then we realized that that's not what the clients were wanting. You know, they wanted accessibility.
Mhm.
They wanted access. They wanted their handheld. So that's what we did. We became softer instead of just saying we're aggressive. We're the pit bull. We're on your team. Like we're your neighbor. Like what do you need from us?
Right.
And that has made the relationship much better and it builds trust. So when we have a question that needs answering, we say, listen, we have to make a decision whether to take your case to trial. Do you trust us? And 100 times out of 100 times, they say yes, because we've built that over 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 2 years. If you're always selling and you're always pitching and you're always being aggressive, that trust is never built.
Right.
So we have listened to our customers and it took us a little bit to figure that out.
Mhm. But now that you've done that, making those relationships, they can become generational as well. Especially in the service-based businesses, if you make that connection and relationship, then mom and dad are going to say, no, 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 you need to go him. Go see this person. Or no, 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 you need to pick this
We
person.
get calls from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We're literally like right out of my partner and I were state attorneys. So we left the state attorney's office, we put up a shingle, we were in a little house, and we still get calls from that first and second client. Like, you helped me 20 years ago on my traffic ticket. Now, like, I need you for this. I'm like, great. I appreciate you. I didn't even know there were cell phones 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you saved my number. They're like, yeah. So
I love
it's
that
great.
though. It also feels really nice too because you obviously made an impact on somebody that stuck for all of those years, and just having that person back is great because we get a lot of that as well. I've done so many different types of branding and businesses, so I have people from all kinds of businesses that come back and find me and like, I remember you when you had your store and you helped me with this problem, and I'm like, yes, well, I can help you now with your branding problem.
Mhm.
So all of that works really, really great. So up on the screen, we'll have Schwab, And they've actually done a really nice job. I mean, I don't pay for the live streaming channels without commercials because I like to see what people are making for commercials. So for me, I pay less because I'm educating myself on commercials. And Charles Schwab has done a really great job. They've kind of made fun of the investment business and some of the people in it. Like this guy right here, he's doing a podcast. He's trying to like sell, sell, sell and talk about investments. And then,
So he's your father's financial
right,
advisor,
right, right. Yeah.
and
He's
he's
like old
fake.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, so that not only are they making fun of the old school broker, but
Mhm.
they're pointing to the exact client that they want, which also, as you know, marketers miss all the time.
Yep.
I mean, Schwab is looking for that 30 to 45-year-old, doesn't want that stodgy guy who's going to pitch them and
Exactly.
try to make all these money on fees. Yeah, it's really a genius commercial.
Yeah.
And it's instantaneous. You look at it and you're like, yeah, I know this is the Charles Schwab commercial
Yeah. And then he even, I don't even remember what it's from, but he, at the end he says, "Oh, Schwab." That's even from something else, like this old school, like
from
what is it?
Seinfeld.
Is it Seinfeld? Okay,
Yeah.
I knew it was something because
Newman?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Schwab. Yeah. So they were brilliant in their marketing for that. So that's one way that they've changed the way that they sell their services is they educate.
Apple is the one who they stole that from Apple from
Oh, did
20
they?
years ago.
Oh, see?
Apple with the iBook, it was the new generation.
Uh-huh.
They were making fun of Microsoft.
Yes,
Like
yes.
Who has Windows?
I
Like it's
know.
like a cool kid and like some old guy is like I have Windows. Like so yeah, that's they've been using
That
that tagline
same,
forever. They
yeah,
just
that
remarketed
same
it.
formula to
Mhm.
kind of market it. Yeah. So Charles Schwab is about educating now instead of just selling, selling, selling and targeting that younger population. So they've done a really great job with that. So just don't focus too much on your services and try to figure out how you can help somebody in your businesses. People don't want to be sold to constantly because it is a digital world. All right, let's move on. We're going to do, let's see, we're doing good on time. Okay, so here's some good brand success stories. We have Airbnb. Everybody knows Airbnb. Well, they've started over the past few years not just selling rentals, they've been selling experiences. Airbnb's whole marketing strategy has actually changed. They want you to enjoy your time there by offering local hosts that can take you around. There's tours that you can go on. So essentially, they're creating Expedia.com on Airbnb and helping you to create the most memorable vacation or stay ever. So they're about education and providing this diversified opportunity
They
with their
also want
platform.
they also want you to stay on their platform.
Well, that's true because now there's all this competition, so they had to do something different.
Well, they were also smart because they before this line of marketing, they went with the little hotel room and
Mhm.
then the family staying,
Yep.
which is exactly the reason why we use Airbnb and VRBO.
Right.
It's like,
Mhm.
well, why would I pay $1,000 for a hotel room when I can get a whole house? When
Exactly.
my kids have their own room and I have my own room and
Mhm.
my friends have their own room. So
Yep.
yeah, Airbnb and VRBO
They've done
have
a
done
great
great
job.
things.
Right.
The hardest part for them is differentiating between the two, Airbnb and VRBO.
That's true. It's well, the only time you go from one to the other is if they don't have what you want on one, then you just go to the other and see if that same house is available and they messed up on their booking.
Maybe it's cheaper.
That's what happens. All right. So the lesson on Airbnb is when you educate your audience about the experience surrounding your product, you become a trusted guide, not just a seller. Just like legal services, he's educating you about how to be safer in your life so that if you do need services, he is available. And the same for Dreamfield Marketing. We do the same thing. We are here to educate. If you need us, we're here. We'd love if you call us too. It's good, right?
Yeah, I'll call you.
You did call
I
me,
called you.
so good. It was good.
I was like, I found her. I'm like, who am I going to use? I'm like, this person seems knowledgeable. She's posting all about Vero Beach
Yep.
and all her contacts were in Vero Beach
Mhm.
and she had pink hair and she looked like she having fun. I'm like, okay, well, I want this person marketing for me
Yeah. You
as
get to be
opposed,
on this show
as
too.
opposed to a very sterile, like,
Nah.
hire me. I'm the best. Okay. Well, what makes you the best?
Right.
Like, I don't know you.
I know.
Pitch me your
Exactly.
education,
It's through it's lifestyle too.
lifestyle.
So, when I market what I do, I also like to bring you into what I get to do. That's why we shoot a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I mean, I'm sure we've said all kinds of stuff today off camera. Tiffany's over there. Tiffany, you should just pop your head in and say hello. She's always capturing everything so that we can use that content later because it's also about being real, being funny, falling over, messing up. I mean, it's just real
Lawyers,
life.
accountants, I mean, that Schwab commercial, I mean, they're making fun of their industry. They're
Yeah.
saying they're different, but they're taking a shot at them. I mean, lawyers are so stiff and buttoned up, and newer people, younger people hiring lawyers, they don't want that anymore.
No.
The books in the background and the I'm John Smith of Plymouth Town, like,
That's right. Plymouth.
that's not how you get clients anymore. But people are still trapped in this belief that lawyers can't be fun and they can't be personable, but that's just not accurate anymore. And I think platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook are allowing lawyers to show their personality, which is really helping people build a connection with them and hire them.
Exactly. And with information so easily and readily available for anybody, you could be 6 years old and you can tell me all about the legal law because they can just chat GPT or go on
Mhm.
TikTok and so said something. And that's why building trust on all these platforms is important too, because you be the expert in your field and people will like you and love you. Let's see. Let's go on to, here's another example that we have of great brand success stories. So Liquid Death. Have you ever had that?
The canned water.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, what kind of alcohol is that? And I thought it was an alcohol, but it's
That's why they
water.
did it.
I know. So it was brilliant. And what they do is they actually educate while they are pitching their brand as well. And they educate about plastic waste and sustainability while maintaining a bold and humorous voice. This is their brand. So they try to sell you water in a can as like a trendy drink.
They have a very defined audience. You can
It
tell
is.
in the image.
Yeah. I mean, look at that pregnant woman drinking. See, it looks like an alcoholic beverage, but it's water.
They want that meaty part of the financial curve,
Yes,
that
yes.
35 to 45-year-old.
But it's interesting because when I've gone out at night to some of the like 30-year-old bars or 40-year-old bars, I'm seeing people who don't drink because there's this whole movement of being sober living, right? And, when you're out, you want to hang out with people, but then you feel uncomfortable because you don't have a drink. Liquid Death in a can kind of gives you a present. It has its own presence there,
Heineken does it too.
right? Yeah.
Heineken made it more about the experience, and they have Heineken Zero.
Yeah.
That's just, hey, you're cool because you're drinking Heineken. Joe Jonas is
Exactly.
here.
Yes,
We're
yes.
drinking Heineken, and even if there's no alcohol in it. So
Mhm.
they made it more experience based also. They're not pitching the product, they're pitching the experience.
Exactly. And so they've done brilliantly on that. So education can reinforce your brand mission while building loyal fans. So also like with Liquid Death, it's cool now. So you want to
I
drink
guess.
it, right? I mean, you drank it.
No, I know what it is. I'm not paying $4 for a can of water.
I actually have never had it
No,
before,
no one's had
but
it.
but I know people who go and then that's what they order. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's
Seems
cool.
cool. I know they make a lot of money.
Yeah, it seems cool. So good for them, Liquid Death. Love it.
Good for you.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, so we do these audience Q&A. So we have a lot of people that send us messages, they have questions, and then we answer them. So you can help me answer them
Great.
today. All right, question. How do I create educational content if my industry feels boring or complicated?
So
I
I
would say this
so
is
I have
perfect for you.
I have a friend that does title.
Uh-huh.
Title.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what's more boring than title?
Yes.
The guy is a monster. He has created a whole persona around title.
Mhm.
He gives educational moments about title. He linked it into the real estate business. He's expanded out, and there's nothing more boring than title. That's like Melba toast.
Yep.
And he's created a mini empire. So if you're creative enough, you can make anything interesting.
Mhm.
I would say try to figure out how it interacts with other industries.
Mhm.
And when you help out those industries, they'll help you back. So,
That's very true.
for example,
Labs.
the marketing industry is tied in with the advertising industry and potentially the restaurant industry. And,
Mhm.
you can make it interesting, not just about you, but kind of the periphery or tertiary parts of your business.
Yep.
So
Very, very
it can be done.
Mhm.
And the hardest part is just doing that first video, doing that first podcast, getting out there, because once you get comfortable, it becomes much
Yeah.
much easier.
And this is also where you can choose too, like what type of messaging format do you want to have? You want to be the funny person, you want to be the serious person, you want to be like brainiac. I mean, there's different personas that you can actually create. I mean, I've got pink hair, it's kind of like my brand, so I kind of go with it, all the pink stuff. And so you can find whatever your niche is when you're educating and creating that content, and that makes a big difference in being memorable also in what you do. So take a risk at this because what's the worst thing happen? That nobody comments or looks at your
Take
feed
a
or
risk.
contact? Yeah.
I typically say that the more my wife hates what I'm doing, the better it is. Because if she's a little cringed by it, that means I'm doing something right that people are watching.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So here's also part of the answer to this. He answered very great. So what I want you to do is you're going to start with the questions your clients ask, and Philip did that also, and that's where he made his videos. And if someone has asked you the same question 3 times, I want you to go back and think about that with your own brand. If someone comes in and asks you multiple times the same question, obviously you need to educate your customers because they are wanting to know, they are coming and they are asking for that information. So you can break it down by doing a short video explaining it, a quick social post summarizing the answer to it, or even doing a blog post. Because if you have an email subscriber list and you send emails, you are putting information directly to a hot leads inbox because they asked to receive information from you. So give it to them. Do you do emails?
I do emails. I find that the videos work better.
Hmm.
The emails,
It's hit or miss, on the
it's
emails,
hit or miss. But
depending on it.
you know what? We've had some of the biggest cases we've had have been from blog posts from a decade ago.
Hmm.
We had a case about 6 to 8 months ago where it was one of those left hand unturned cases that we have all the time.
Yep.
And someone read an article of mine from a decade ago and called us up and is like, "You answered all my questions. How do I hire you?" And that was a huge case for us.
And that's creating content. So
That's creating content.
the more content that you create, the more information that's out there about your business. This is really, really important. One of our next episodes, we're actually going to be talking about doing the Google test,
Yeah.
where you see how you show up on Google.
We at the firm, we call it fishing poles. How many fishing poles do we have? How many lakes are we in?
Hmm.
So are all our fishing poles in one lake? Well, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, that's
Are we only fishing in areas where the fish have all died? Well, then that's not a good idea. Are
mhm.
the big mill law firms in our pond? Well, it's time to go to another pond that they're not frequenting.
Yeah, very true. And also with social media, a lot of people ask us, which platform should I focus on? Where should I be putting all of my energy and creating my content? I always recommend be on all the platforms, and there are platform posting applications that you can join, and then you can post to all these platforms. Whether or not you have a following on one or all or more, and one's more popular than the other, you may still get a lead from one platform just because you're posting.
So we make that mistake. And I think a lot of people do. They go to the platform that they're on.
Yes.
And I think that marketers and businesses oftentimes they think, well, I'm doing this, so this must be the way it is.
Hmm.
But just because I'm on Facebook or Instagram doesn't mean that my next client is. They may be on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
I don't use LinkedIn, but they may, or they may be on Snapchat, or they may be on some platform I've never even heard before.
Exactly.
So yeah, you got to just keep throwing it out there. The fishing poles, got to keep fishing.
That's right. You should be surrounded by those fishing poles. All right, so let's put up on the screen here the slip and fall who pays. This is Phil's amazing video content here, and we're going to show a little tiny clip of his video up here. But Phil educates you on many different things in the world that may cause accidents, and they're very informative. And I would say he's very charismatic on camera. So be sure to check that out. And then we're going to go, we're closing up here. Oh yeah, we're almost done with our show. So we do something called the Brand Blast Off Challenge. This is your homework. I always like to give homework. I mean, I know I'm not in school anymore, but I feel like I can give homework. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to teach one thing this week. This is going to be your homework. Okay. I want you to choose one question that your clients frequently ask you, and then I want you to create a piece of content for that. For example, a lawyer explains accident liability, or a realtor explains how interest rates affect home buying. A chef explains one cooking technique, or a fitness trainer explains proper exercise form. So you can take any of those examples, but I want you to put a spin on it and make it your own. So you're answering a question, you're providing education. All right. And once you do that, I want you to, if you want to share it with us or tag us in your posts when you make it, we would love to see that because we may feature you on one of our next episodes. All right. So that's it. We already made it to the end. You
That's it?
survived. I know. It's great, right? All right. So in closing, we were talking about selling to people versus educating to people. And I hope you all have from this episode the takeaway that education is key.
Education is key.
Yes. Don't hard sell.
Reading is good.
Yes.
Go to school.
Do something do something fun with your comment or with your content as well so that you can create that engagement. You want people to love you, hate you, follow you. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can really it could be a
Don't
love-hate
be afraid to
relationship.
take chances,
That's right.
even for the stuffy lawyer.
Yes.
Get out there, make content. People like to see it, and it builds trust. And in today's day and age, there's nothing more important than trust.
Exactly. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining us on Branding on Blast. We'll see you next time. The next episode on the streets with everybody. See you then.